Once upon a time, in the heart of a sun-drenched savanna, lived a mighty lion. This was no ordinary lion. His roar could shake the ground. His claws could rip through the toughest hides. And his presence commanded respect from every creature on four legs. He was the undisputed king of his domain. One sweltering afternoon, as the lion dozed under the shade of an acacia tree, a tiny mouse scurried across his path. The mouse, with its quick movements and squeaking, was a stark contrast to the lazy, heavy-lidded lion. The lion, in a sudden burst of energy, decided to amuse himself by catching the mouse. He leaped after it, his paws hitting the ground with thundering force, each step bringing him closer to his squeaking prey. The mouse, though small, was nimble and quick-witted. It darted between the tall grasses, weaving a path that was as confusing as it was daring. The lion, with his longer stride, could not follow. In a desperate attempt to get a paw on the mouse, he ended up entangling himself further into the thickets. The more he struggled, the deeper he got, and soon he found himself completely stuck. As the sun began its slow descent, casting long shadows across the savanna, the lion realized he had made a fool of himself. His pride would never let him live this down. Just then, he heard that familiar squeaking. The little mouse had returned. Instead of fear, the lion now felt a surge of anger. But the mouse, with a calmness that belied its small size, simply asked, "What are you doing there?" The lion, his voice hoarse with both exertion and humiliation, replied, "I am stuck, you little pest. And if you don't help me, my pride will surely mock me for being defeated by you." The mouse, perched on a nearby rock, looked at the trapped lion with what seemed like amusement. After a moment, it said, "I can help you, but in return, you must grant me one wish." The lion, desperate to be free, readily agreed. The mouse then instructed the lion to stay still and slowly began chewing on the vines that had entangled the lion's paws. As the last rays of sunlight painted the sky in hues of orange and purple, the mouse finished its work. The lion, stretching his paws, felt a sense of relief mixed with a twinge of embarrassment. He had been bested by a mouse and was now dependent on its whims. He asked, "So, what is your wish, little mouse? You can have anything you want." The mouse paused, looking at the vast savanna bathed in the soft glow of the setting sun. It then turned to the lion and said, "I want to be your friend." The lion, taken aback by this simple request, could not help but smile. He had expected gold, power, or some other grand prize, but instead, the tiny creature wanted to be his friend. From that day forward, the lion and the mouse became the unlikeliest of friends. They were seen playing together under the acacia tree, their laughter echoing across the savanna. The other animals, stunned into silence by this unusual bond, could only watch in amazement. The lion, once the symbol of untamed might, now had a new title: the friendliest lion on the savanna. He had learned that true strength lay not just in his paws and claws, but also in the bonds of friendship and humility. As for the mouse, it gained a protector and a confidant in the mighty lion. Together, they roamed the savanna, proving that friendship could indeed bloom in the most unexpected places.